Hey friends, I thought I would do a quick introduction. My name is Mikayla and this is my 8-week-old Bryson. I am a first-time mom, kind of just eagerly learning everything I can to be the best mama that I can be. Becoming a mom has been the most rewarding experience, but also the most stressful and challenging. That's my cat. Go away. Becoming a mom has been the most rewarding experience of my life, but it also has been the most challenging and the most stressful thing I've ever done. I just wanted to be able to share all the tips and tricks that I've been kind of learning along the way with you guys, and I will continue to learn. So if you guys have any ideas of future videos that you may want to see, please feel free to comment below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, even on my videos. That will help me continue this journey of becoming a YouTuber. Okay, so let's get started. The first video that I wanted to create, I wanted to really focus on insurance. The cost of pregnancy, honestly, and delivery, labor and delivery is always a big question for most women. So really having an understanding of your insurance and what's covered. Are you okay, bud? Oh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Where was I? Yeah, so really having a good understanding of what is covered, what's not, what's in network, what's out of network, your deductible, having just a clear understanding of what is to be expected is going to be really beneficial to you later down the road when you start receiving bills, or when your OB starts asking you, like, if you want, like, for example, pre-genetic testing. So I highly recommend getting in touch with your insurance company as soon as possible and just having a really clear conversation with a representative on what is to come. Also, to get started, I just want to make it clear that this is not a video about the different types of insurances and what they cover. This is just a video to help you get started with the conversation with your insurance company, so you have a better and clearer understanding of what you are going to be provided. Okay, first things first, of course, you want to go online, find the phone number for your insurance company to talk to a representative. Questions that you can start kind of putting together to ask the representative. I actually, I ended up calling my insurance and I spoke to a gentleman who was super, super helpful. I think I spoke to him for like an hour, honestly. And it was funny because he actually kind of came back and was like, oh, congratulations. My wife just had a baby, so we just kind of went through this. And he actually gave me some really good tips and this wasn't even part of his job. He was just like, I just want you to know because I found it useful. And I will get into that later about what information he provided. Yeah? Bryson wants to be part of the video now. He's not grumpy anymore. The first question I actually asked was, I just wanted to confirm my deductible. Now, the deductible is the amount that you will be paying out of pocket prior to your insurance company actually paying anything. So for example, your deductible is like $300. You will be paying $300 out of pocket before your insurance company will start paying whatever is the percentage that they have agreed to pay. Second is kind of understanding what is in network and what is out of network. What's in network is companies that have been contracted or have a contract with your insurance company at a discounted rate. So when you're calling your OB, who's probably already in network if you've already been seeing them, you're just going to want to confirm with them that your insurance company is in network, and vice versa. I would also call your insurance company just to confirm. Another thing that you want to keep in mind, and I was not aware of this, is your OB actually might also be working with other vendors. So you're going to be getting lab work done. If they're doing it in office, they might actually be sending that lab work out to another company. You want to make sure that that company is also in network. Same goes for ultrasounds. My OB actually, it was in the office, but they it was like a different company, so like someone else billed for it, you want to make sure they are also in network. Another really good example is the prenatal genetic testing. You really want to have a conversation with your insurance provider about this, because since I was under the age of 30, I actually, a lot of it that wasn't covered. So you want to give them a call, get a clear understanding of what is covered, what's not. They'll ask you questions about like what genetic testing. My OB actually recommended it. So I, at first, wasn't going to even call because I just assumed that that was like a normal thing that women did. And I'm really happy I did call, because I found out that it was out of network, but I found a company that did it at a discounted rate. So I was actually still able to get that pre-genetic testing for a really good amount, because I think normally it's like $17,000 or something crazy. And I have heard of women who are just like, oh yeah, because you know, when your OB recommends something, you just assume that it's going to be covered. And then a few weeks later, they get like a bill for like $3,000. So really make sure you get that clear understanding for that. Another really good thing to know from your OB is, not your OB, I meant to say insurance company. Do they have an online portal so you can see like who is submitting claims to your insurance company? This is super handy for when, after you, of course, go through the 9 months and then you give birth. I thought that we were just going to get one bill for the hospital and my OB. That is not the case. I've probably received like 18 different bills from different vendors. There was a pediatrician in the hospital. So because of course they want a pediatrician to see your newborn like that day. So that was a separate bill. If you're getting them circumcised, that was, or if you have a boy and you're getting him circumcised, that was a separate bill. Of course, labor and delivery, my doctor, like everything came separately, and it came from different vendors, and I was super confused at like what I should be paying and what I shouldn't, because I didn't even know we were getting billed from them. So having an online portal from your insurance company to kind of give you that clear idea of like what has come to them, what they've paid, so you're not either double paying or just kind of getting lost as far as like what is to come and what is to be expected. Having that online portal will give you that clear understanding, so you can just kind of like check like, okay, this came in, this came in, this came in, and it kind of eases that like worry that you might be missing a bill or that you're overpaying. So the tip that my insurance representative gave me was that when you go to the doctors or have a checkup or, you know, whatever the case may be, write down the date and write down exactly what you got done that day. I guess there was a case, and this was his own personal experience. They had met the deductible, but they ended up overpaying for something. And because he had like a calendar of exactly what was being done each day, and looking online and looking at his portal, he was able to see that he was getting overcharged for something. And he said that that was actually very common. So always just write down, like bring a little booklet, a little calendar, always write down exactly what you're getting done. Ask your doctor if you could have like the vendors' names, if anyone's going to be billing from a different company, and always write down the date. Yeah, do you agree with me? Bryson agrees. Okay, so next, breast pumps. You definitely want to check with your insurance company on breast pumps. I believe most insurance companies actually cover your first one, and they're so expensive if you're not buying them, or if you're buying them separately. So highly recommend having that conversation. Also, just to note, through my insurance company, they gave me 3 different vendors on who to go through to get the breast pump, and I was able to go online and look at all 3 vendors. I ended up calling them and just asking them some questions on how to order, and I wanted to have a clear understanding of what was covered, what wasn't, because some of them came with like the bags and just some additional items. You definitely want to make sure you're ordering it in time. How they were going by it was I was able to order it online ahead of time, but they would not send the breast pump until 30 days before my due date. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. You want to, I think you can order it whenever. Again, just verify with either the vendor or your, sorry, I have an eyelash in my eye or something. And he's making so many noises down there. Just, you want to confirm with the vendor or your insurance company, but just be sure you order in time so you're able to start pumping as soon as you want to. Also, I would say that no matter what pump you get, there actually also might be an upcharge, so you want to confirm with that. I wanted one that was going to be hands-free and a little more portable because I was going to be going back to work. So I got the Medela Freestyle. I can go over that and do a review on that in a different video. But that also had an upcharge with it since it wasn't fully covered by my insurance company. So just something to keep in mind. Woo. I'll be back again. Okay, so we're back. Bryson decided to join us. So the next thing I want to cover, and this is something that was super, super confusing to me. I was getting a lot of calls from the different companies that were billing us after my delivery. And that is that your newborn is covered by the mother's insurance for 30 days after he or she is born. When you go into the hospital, they'll ask you like whose insurance the baby's going to be covered when you're doing all the paperwork, or who the baby's going to be covered under. And I knew he was going to be covered under my insurance for the first 30 days, but he was going to be going under my husband's insurance. So we gave them both. And I think that really confused the hospital and everyone that they were giving the information to as far as who was supposed to be billing us. So just keep that in mind when people start calling you, asking you who is the health insurance provider for your newborn, and how it's going to show up when you're paying for all the bills and on the online portal if you're looking at that to kind of use that as like a checklist of what you owe still to the different providers. It's going to show up as newborn. So just keep that in mind. It was super confusing for me, especially when I started bringing him to like the pediatrician afterwards. They were asking for his insurance, but we were still in the process of getting him added to my husband's insurance. So I gave them both of ours, and it confused the pediatrician as well. And it's funny because the pediatrician for the first visit contacted my insurance for him, and then the second one, which was 2 weeks later, so it still should have been under mine, they billed my husband's health insurance. So, and that one got denied, so they were contacting me back, and there was a bill missing, and it was just kind of a mess. So yeah, those are my helpful tips for when you're starting to contact your insurance company. I highly recommend just contacting them either before, when you know that you guys are going to start trying, or when you do get that positive pregnancy test. I promise you it is a life changer, a game changer, whatever you want to call it. It was super helpful, just kind of getting that understanding of what is to be expected, because it's super expensive to have a baby. And you don't want to get overbilled, along the way, because you aren't informed on what you are supposed to be covered and what is not covered. So, yeah. So if you found this video helpful, please like it, comment below any questions, concerns, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. All right. Thanks, guys. Say bye-bye.